Hi Max, this is Alan Cockrell with ABC, former hitting coach for the Colorado Rockies and the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to study some video this morning. Max, first thing I look for is balance, and we want to try to maintain balance all the way through our setup, our load, our swing, our extension, and our follow through or finish phase of the swing. So for me, in order to keep balance, I need to try to keep my knees inside my feet, and I need to try to keep my head inside my knees. As you can see here, you're in a good solid setup position. The other thing I look for is that we maintain equal bend in both knees all the way up to the contact part of the swing where we actually make contact with the ball. So your setup is a good strong setup. It's a good balanced athletic setup, and everything looks good. So we're going to run this thing forward into the load phase. The load phase is I am preparing to see the baseball and then put a swing on the baseball. Okay? Now there's different phases of the load. Most hitters, as you do, will land with their stride toe first. Okay? It is not until the stride heel lands firmly on the ground am I fully loaded and ready to make my move into the baseball or put my swing on the baseball. So it's not until this heel hits the ground right here are we fully loaded. Okay, now once we get to this fully loaded position, I'm sure you've heard the term stay square. You've probably heard the term stay back. The biggest thing for me about staying back is that my head does not sway forward over my front side, and this front knee does not get outside my front foot. That is staying back. Okay? You're in a good stay back position. Your head is somewhere over your belt buckle, which is good. You are back. You are going to be behind the baseball. The term stay closed. Staying closed has to do with your stride foot. Okay? The stride foot should not be more open than 45 degrees. You're at 64. Okay? If I can keep this stride foot closed to about a 45-degree angle, which would be somewhere in this vicinity, all right, now we're going to be in a position to where I'm closed with my front side. What happens, Max, when my stride foot opens beyond 45 is I start to get a little leaky with this front hip. When that front hip starts to come out a little bit too soon, I just limit the area of the strike zone that I can handle efficiently. We can handle pitches that are middle in of the plate. We're going to have difficulty handling pitches that are middle away or outer third in the strike zone. Okay? So my suggestion at this point would be that we got to keep this stride foot right here at a 45-degree angle as opposed to open at 64, which is where you are. Okay? Now we're going to go into the swing phase. The swing phase, for me, there's two parts. There's a lower half, which provides direction to the baseball, and it also provides drive to the baseball. The first move that we're going to make with our lower half is with this back knee right here. Okay? You're making a tremendous good first move to the baseball. Back knee is going to transfer weight or transfer energy and power into the front thigh of my stride leg. Okay? You've probably heard the term squish the bug. I don't like squish the bug because squishing the bug takes us outside the front side. By driving this front knee into the front thigh, we are keeping our weight and our body inside the baseball as opposed to coming out and around. So you have a very, very good first move to the baseball with your lower half. The second part of this swing is my hands. Okay? I want to try to keep my hands, my shoulder, my elbow, and my back hip in an alignment. Let's see if I can get this video. Okay, this is all the further I can go. So this shoulder, this elbow, and this back hip are going to be in an alignment to add up with what my lower half is doing right here, transferring energy. The hands part of the swing is called the connection. When this connection can all add up Okay, now I'm going to deliver the most bat speed that I possibly can through the baseball. Okay, so you're in a pretty good position right here. This shoulder, this elbow, which I think is probably right in there somewhere, and this back hip are all in a pretty good alignment. All right, I like what you're doing right there. That looks solid. Okay, we're going to move it forward into the contact phase. At this point, your hands have worked in front of your body, okay, in front of your body, which is good. I'd like to see at this point, I'd like to see this bat more in a lag position, and the reason for that is, Max, is if I expose the handle of the bat right here, I expose the handle of the bat too early in the hitting zone, there's more chance that I'm going to hit the ball off the handle of the bat. I want to make contact more out here on the barrel, right? That's our sweet spot right there. So I want to try to keep this bat lagging behind me as my hands are going forward. I want to keep this bat lagging so that I don't expose the handle of the bat too soon. All right. The next phase is the contact phase. We're going to go to contact. Okay. Let's just take a look at our hands. Okay. At this point of contact, or in this case just past contact, I'd like to see palm up, palm down, okay, with your hands. Your hands, particularly this hand is starting to roll the bat just a little bit earlier. I'd like to see this palm facing up and this palm facing down. That's the strongest position for us to be in. It's also going to allow us to maximize our bat speed so that my barrel of my bat is facing more towards the pitcher just past contact. We run this forward, okay, you can see your barrel is starting to come across the ball just a little bit, all right? The next phase is that we're pulling the barrel more this way, and then the next phase is we're starting to finish, all right? If I can extend my barrel, stay palm up, palm down, extend my barrel here, the next area we're going to see that bat is right here. The next area we're going to see that bat is right here. And the next area is we're going to be more in this direction with the arc of the bat past contact. Part of that, I think, is just that we've started to roll our hands or pull our hands across our body as opposed to releasing the bat through contact so that we're maximizing bat speed. Max, I think the number one drill that I would recommend for you would be actually throwing the bat. We're going to set a tee on the outside part of the plate, outer half, outer third of the plate, even to your front stride foot, okay? I would stride and I would load, and I would make sure that my stride foot is no more open than 45 degrees. And then I'm not even going to put a ball on the tee, Max. I'm going to take my swing and I'm going to release my barrel and actually throw my bat through contact. So if we're setting that tee middle away, outer third, if I throw my bat is going to go flying into the left side of the cage, which would be through the shortstop or into left center field. I'm then going to move that tee right down the middle, a couple inches in front of my stride foot, and I'm going to visualize hitting that ball, releasing my bat, actually throwing my bat, so that when my bat leaves my hands, it's going to go flying to the back of the cage. This is a drill that when I was a minor league hitting coordinator, I did it with a lot of minor league players because they had a tendency to want to kind of pull their hands across their body like you're doing. And this is one way that they can get a visual and a feel for what it's like to actually release the bat through the ball. So that would be my suggestion, bud. I want to thank you for coming to our camp.